Hello and welcome back to The Broken Doll. Tonight I come to you with this wonderful doll, this no-name doll that I'm working on here. And I think she's just turning out wonderful here. So making sure that you're seeing everything here. Now what am I up to? Where am I at with this doll? Okay, I've taken all the paint off of her. She's been stripped, but we all know that when we strip our dolls, we put little nicks in our dolls, and from the knife, you know, trying to get some hard paint off. One of the things I noticed with this doll here was that she had acrylic over the oil paint, and you would think, well, why take it off? Well, some of it was lifting where someone took this doll. Okay, let's back up. This doll has been restored. So whatever someone did before me, they took some of it off in places. There were little places where it was just acrylic, I found out. In some places, it was just oil and acrylic. So I just stripped her down, and that's what I did. Now when you start taking off oil paint, acrylic's easy. You can get acrylic off. Acrylic just wants to go. And like I said, it does not make a friend with oil. You can put acrylic on top of oil, but they don't grab onto each other. They're friends, they talk, but that's about it. And not really best friends either. Maybe acquaintances or something, you know. But anyways, the paint down here was really hugging, because it was oil paint. It was really attached to the composition. So for me to get it off, what I had to do was take my Dremel and go across. When I got it off, I saw little nicks underneath. Now, was it from me? Some of it was, because when I was trying to get the paint off, I removed a little bit of compo. But there was only one little place where I did that was there, and I found out there was more along here. Now, she could have hit, you know, and loosened it. There could be a variety of reasons. We'll never know why. A weak area could be. So what I did was, you can see they're even back here. And I didn't do anything back here. I was just working on this side, the front of the doll. And I found out there was little places at the back. Now, that could have been done by the previous person. I don't know what was going on. But anyways, but it was oil paint underneath. So, you know, that's the original paint that went back to probably when she was first made. The acrylic comes from the restorer before me. So anyways, I just, you know, when in doubt, just take it off. You know, that's what I did. I just took it all off. It came off beautiful on here in places around the neck. You can see it just came right off. Like, there's no nicks. It just fell, almost was ready to fall off, because, again, acrylic doesn't like wood. Oil does. So when you start realizing what's going on with your doll, what's happening, you go, okay, you got to be acrylic. And when you do your little test with, I always want to say aspartame. What is it called again? I just forgot here. Acetone. When you use the acetone will take off acrylic, and that's how you test it to find out. And like I say, I like the dolls painted in oil, but anyhow as it may be, I went over her and I got a lot of it fixed up. She looks beautiful on her chest plate. Now around her head, she also had another bump area right at the front here. So I sanded it. I put some spackling on her, and it still showed up rough. So I put another glob of it on there. There's some places on here I just did this where I found that it was still a little mucky. So I put some more on there. Nothing wrong going back. Keep going back until you fix it. Now I did fix a little bit up in here, but it doesn't matter because I'm putting a wig on her. So I put a little bit, nothing to get carried away with there. But what I'm more concerned about is this front of the face here. Her head is put together by back to front, so it goes like this to like this. She is a lock method, they call it, okay, and she's been heavily glued. I would never take this doll apart. There's no reason to do that. She's well put together. I'm not going to dig that glue out. That glue is holding her together very nicely. Not necessary to split her head or anything of that sort. Her legs are put together back to front, so we have the back of the leg glued to the front of the leg. Now, I did also put on some spackling, and I went over and I sanded this one leg. Now, let's compare leg to leg what it looks like when I put spackling on. This is what it looks like when you put spackling on a leg and it's dried. It's very rough looking, very rough. You can see all the stuff sticking up and everything, okay? So when it's like that, okay, you stand it and it becomes like this. And now what happens, why do I put spackling on? For the newbies out there that are just stepping into, thinking about restoring, why would you want to put something across? Because your knife leaves little dents. If you don't, your paint will go into those little dents. You'll never fill it up with paint. It just doesn't work that way. Your paint will keep going in, keep going in, keep going in, and you'll never fill it up. So you'll keep those little dents always on the face. Now, if your paint is really thick, I guess, you could maybe then fill it that way. But my paint is thin. I thin it out a bit because it goes on better when it's thin. Oil paint goes better on thinner. I mean, you don't want it watery, but you do want it thinned down. What do you thin your paint down with? You're going to put in some paint thinner. Okay, I use odorless paint thinner from Michaels. You don't have to. There is turpentine you can get. Just pour a little bit of that in there. It's more for your brushes to clean with, but it does thin down paint just as well. So you can use that just as well if you want to. The only problem is it's going to smell. So to keep the odors down, because I have a cat that lives out in my shop, it helps her out so she doesn't have to breathe in the stinky odors as well as myself. So there we go. So, and it lingers in the air for quite some time. So you want to be in a place where it's very airy. And because I'm in a four-season area, I don't always have the luxury of having beautiful weather all the time. So when winter comes, I'm not sitting outside in the cold fixing a doll. So the odorless paint thinner is wonderful stuff that someone out there created, and I love it. So there we go. So there's the difference between the two, okay? The rough and the smooth. The arms are hanging up behind me as well, and I also, let me get one down, here we go. I have not worked on them yet. They're still in the rough stage as well. I'm going to let them just go one more day. They feel good and dry, they do, but I think they'd be good for one more. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you thin down the legs. I'm just going to let this sit. I would like to see this sit one more day and then come out here and start really sanding these limbs down, and then getting the body, mixing up our paint. I will make the paint, I will make flesh tone on camera so you can see it. And that will be something I'll just automatically do. So for those that need to see it again, we're going to do it again. And yes, and it's because I always have people coming on board wanting to restore their dolls. And what do I do? And I know it's hard to go through my videos from years ago because I'm changing things as well as I move through this. Not a whole lot. I wouldn't say a whole lot has changed with me doing flesh tone, but I've made some changes to small degrees maybe. But it's always nice to put refreshing a course on it. Now this is how I do it. You don't have to follow me. There are others on there that make their paint their way, and they want to use other colors. That's fine, you can. But I'll give you the basic one that I use all the time. It's never failed me, and you can make it as light or as dark as you want, just depending on how much burnt umber you want to put into your paint. The lighter the skin, the more, the darker the skin becomes, especially in a Caucasian skin. I would like to learn how to do black skin as well. I've got some dolls here that are black that are going to need repainting. I got some, the ones with the little 3 braids. I think they're called topsy-turvy dolls. And I do have some of them that are going to need painting, so that would be wonderful if I can do one of them and learn how to make my black paint. It's going to be exciting. But I don't have any out at this time, but they are coming. And one day I will be diving into those just as well. Now, I was asked by Cheryl and Mom's Collectible Dolls, do I know how to put in eyes that belong to a bisque doll? No, I don't, and I want to learn. Now, I have been diving into it in a little bit. I do have a Kestner, 2 Kestners, about 28 to 30 inches. They did come a little bit bigger, in about 34 to 36 inches. I don't know if there was a 38, but I do know there was a 34 and a 36. But the higher you go, the more money they're going to cost you. The 30-inch, I got one from the Salvation Army, and I got another one online. And the one online is the one that's going to need her eyes put back in. I don't think it's too bad to do. I don't know. I don't want to get too cocky about it because I really don't know. It's going to be something that I'm just going to have to dive in and learn. I did buy the wax for the eyes, so that because you do wax the lids of the eyes. I don't know if it's tinted or not. I can't remember. I haven't looked at it in a while. So, but I do have the wax. If anything, it might be right behind me, up on my. I think you are supposed to melt it and then put your flesh tone into it. Where is it? I think it's right. Is it right here? Yeah, here it is, right here. Is that it? No, that's not it. Okay, it looked like, I know I got it up here somewhere. It is here. It's not far from me here. Oh, where did I put it? All right, I don't know where it is at this time, but it's here. But anyways, it might be in with my eye stuff too. That could be where it is. All right, I'm not. Well, I'm not going to go and pick it out. But anyways, that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm up to. I hope you like what you're seeing here. Give me a thumbs up if you do. Leave a comment and subscribe if you're passing by and you go, hey, I like that lady. She's interesting. She's doing some neato things. I've been watching the Brady Bunch. That's my daughter and I went glamping yesterday. I don't know if you know what glamping is. Let me see how much time we have so that I don't go. Okay, we're at 10 minutes. My daughter bought a tent, and a beautiful little tent. It's supposed to fit about 6 people, but in reality, it fit us two just perfectly. I would want any more in it, but it's supposed to be a 6-person tent. Besides that, we bought great big blow-up beds. All you do is plug them in, they blow up. And then if you want to bring them down, you just turn this knob, and down they deflate. We bought them way long ago. All this stuff has been bought, last year. We've been sitting on it for a while. And so anyways, we decided yesterday we're going to go glamping out in the backyard. She has a projector, and in that projector you put a little stick in there, and this little stick was given to her, and it has Netflix and YouTube and all this stuff on it and all this stuff. I guess you have to put it on it, but it's a special stick. And she puts it into this projector, and we have a white board, and we were able to watch TV. We watched the remake of the Brady Bunch yesterday, so I'm into my words like groovy, neato. There you go. I've been refreshed in my 1970 language. But anyhow, we laughed over that one. Anyhow, as it may be, yes, but the only problem was our weather went down to 50 to 55 degrees, and I was flipping freezing. I never froze so much. I was just freezing, and I didn't know what to do. I said to my daughter about 3 in the morning, I said, I got to go in the house. Glamping is called glamorous camping. That's what it is. And you have all the stuff from your home, and you bring it out to your backyard. It's called Porta Backyarda. That's your vacation, Porta Backyarda. And we had fun though. You know, we ordered it was Canada Day. We ordered in a pizza. We were having a lot of fun. We had little Pepper in there with us, her little dog. Oh, we just loved it. But the only thing is, Mama was freezing. The only reason is because I was barefoot in shorts and didn't have a proper blanket. So I gotta go in the house. Oh my goodness. But anyways, we said we're going to do it again. She said, we'll do a warmer day. I said, no, I want the challenge of a cold day again, but the next time I'm going to dress better for it. And I thought I could handle it, but I just couldn't. I was okay about 3-4 hours into it and sleeping, and after about 3:30 in the morning, I was done. Oh, or maybe it was 5. I don't know. Oh, I think it was 5 in the morning. That's what it was. I was done. I just couldn't do no more. So anyways, that was the end of it. But I thought I did pretty good, you know. But anyways, we're going to do some more glamping coming up. And I wanted to videotape it. But, you know, this first one, I want it just between her and I. The next one we're going to do, I'm going to bring my camera out. And I'm going to show how we go glamping in our backyard. It was nice, and she put a lot of work into it. I was really proud of her. I told her that. But we had to take it all down because it's going to be raining, and she doesn't want her tent to get ruined by the rain or anything. Because then you got to dry it all out, you know. And then you're afraid of mold and mildew and blah blah blah. So she just took it down. I don't blame her. And the humidity and everything on her machine out there. So yeah, that was the end. But we had a good time all the same. But anyways, she had little fairy lights up, lacy curtains. Oh, it was pretty inside. She had lights on the outside of it and everything. They're all, these lights are all by the sun, you know, those ones that, you know, has the little reflector on or whatever, little dark thing. I'm not thinking right. But anyways, it was good. But anyways, I'm glad to share that with you. But the next time I will share it by a video. But anyways, thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to me. And if you like what you've seen here, saw, you come back, and we'll have a lot more here for you coming up on this wonderful doll here that we're restoring. All right, bye-bye.